how's it going? In this week's video, I'm gonna show you 5 ways you can use this guy, your bolster. So if you happen to have a bolster, go ahead and grab one and let's get started. All right, so this first one, it could be really handy to also have a blanket. And then you're gonna just place your bolster to the top end of your mat, just vertically along the mat. And folding your blanket up into sort of a little pillow shape like that. Just make sure it's all nice and smooth so that it can feel comfortable when you lie down upon it. So we're gonna take ourselves to just bring the lowest part of the back right up against the bolster and then slowly start to recline over the bolster, back and down. Have it so that the pillow or the blanket is just supporting the head. And that's gonna just ever so slightly take your chin in towards your chest. Just make sure your shoulders are sort of sliding away from the ears. There's this kind of softness through the fronts of the shoulders. You might need to just gently lift the hips, kind of slide the tops of the glutes downwards, just so you have this sense of length for the lower back. So this posture is going to really help us to just open out through the chest, through the front body. You can allow the arms to drop out to the side if that feels nice, or it can be really nice to just place the hands onto the body so you can feel the breath move in and out. This is a really deeply restorative posture. Really great place to just be and watch your breath and feel the support of your bolster underneath you. You can take a couple of leg variations here. So if you prefer, you can extend the legs long, sort of getting that nice sense of release down through the whole of the leg. Or you could potentially take the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to drop out wide. Just make sure that feels okay for your lower back. And then stay for anywhere up to from 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, for this next one, we're going to turn the bolster so that it's horizontally along the mat. And keep your blanket, and you might just need to fold it up a second time just to lift it up a little bit more, and then place it back behind you. Also, it may be that you have a block and you can use that instead of a blanket, or you could use both so that you just have that extra bit of lift. So we're going to come to lying onto the back once again. So come to sitting, and you want it so that the bolster is supporting that sort of upper back thoracic spine. So the hips will remain onto the ground, and it's as though the shoulders are allowed to drop into the space between the bolster and your block. So that's a little bit high for me. I'll just drop it down a little bit. But if you find that your chin is really lifting towards the ceiling, you just want to get a little bit of extra height under that. And then again, quite nice to just allow the arms to extend out into that space between. And this can feel quite intense if you have a lot of restriction or tightness in that upper back space. So do get yourself as much height as you need for underneath the head. Or you could even start a little bit lower with simply a rolled up blanket under the upper back instead of a bolster. Especially some bolsters are kind of round. This one is a little bit flatter, so it's quite nice. It's a little bit lower. And then again, you can stay here for anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Choosing to extend the legs if your lower back feels okay, or keeping them bent if that feels just more supportive for your lower back. All right, so number 3, you're gonna take your bolster and again, just place it horizontally across the mat and have your blanket nearby just in case. So you may or may not need it. Then we're going to come to lying onto the front, so the bolster is going to help us this time in a supported back bend. So as though you were coming into Sphinx, just gently lower the thighs onto the ground, bring the forearms onto your bolster. So you could rest here. This might be enough, or it might feel like quite a lot. And then you could come down a little bit. And you could use this pillow as a support for under the head, resting downwards. So there's this sense of opening through the back of the body, and the forehead releasing down, releases the back of the neck. Try to relax into your glutes, your legs. And just make sure that feels all really safe for your lower back as well. So again, stay here for anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes, or whenever you just feel like you've had enough of this one and you can start to move out of it. Okay, so the fourth posture we're going to do with our bolster is just to, first of all, come to lie onto the back without any support. Soles of the feet onto the ground. This one is a supported bridge pose. So you'll just take your bolster, have it nearby you, press down into the feet, lift the hips, and then slide that bolster right underneath the sacrum. So what I see quite a lot is people placing it under their lower back. So you want to go lower down just to support that sacrum so the pelvis feels sort of held here. And from that position, just see if you can feel that sort of downward movement towards the shoulders, and then soften the shoulders, the back of the neck. Hands can reach by the sides. And again here you have an option. You could extend the legs for a bit more length through the tops of the legs. But again, just listen into your lower back, see what it's communicating to you, and maybe come back to the soles of the feet on the ground if that doesn't feel quite right. And again, stay here for anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so our final pose for today is going to be a supported Shavasana. So have your bolster once again nearby, slide it over so that you can bring it under your knees, and then just take a little time to adjust the thighs and slide the hands down the backs of the legs just to kind of smooth out and adjust and just bring a little bit of sort of touch into your practice. And slowly start to recline back and down, maybe coming onto the elbows first, and then slowly lower through. Take a moment to soften the shoulders away from the ears. Adjust the hips again if you need to. You might need to lift one hip and then the other. And extend the arms by the side. And this doesn't have to be at the end of an asana practice. This can be a standalone restorative pose. Just allowing yourself to release pressure through the lower back by having that support through the knees. Maybe even giving your head a little nod from side to side before coming into stillness. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed or you'd like to see more, please drop me a message down in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe. It really helps to support me and this channel. Thanks a million. See you next week.